Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chilltalk English. Today, we have a brand new story for you. It is warm, a little messy, a little funny, and very human. It is about a young man who moves into a shared apartment and learns that living with other people is never simple.
Yes, and honestly, that is why I like it. A shared apartment is like a tiny world. You have different habits, different moods, different dreams, and sometimes one very dirty kitchen. Our story begins when a new tenant, Noah, arrives at an old apartment in Bristol.
He stands outside with two bags, one backpack, and a face that says, "I hope I made a good choice." The front door opens and a woman named Lucy smiles at him. She says, "Hi, you must be Noah. Welcome. The apartment is charming, but I should warn you, charming also means old, and old means dust."
Noah laughs because he does not know what else to do. He looks past her and sees high ceilings, a narrow hallway, and shoes everywhere near the door. He says, "It already feels alive." Lucy says, "That is a nice way to say messy. I like you already."
Then Lucy notices his accent. She says, "You speak very clearly. Where are you from?" Noah says, "I'm from Vancouver, but my mother is from Spain, so our family dinners were always loud." Lucy grins and says, "Good, loud people survive well in this apartment."
Before Noah can answer, a small orange cat walks slowly across the hallway, like it pays the rent. Lucy points and says, "That is Marmalade. She's not really anyone's cat. She just decided she lives here." Noah kneels down and says hello to the cat. Marmalade ignores him completely.
Then a second roommate appears from the kitchen. Her name is Priya. She is bright, fast, and full of energy. She says, "So this is the new guy. Nice to meet you, Noah. I'm Priya. I work in a travel office, I talk too much, and I make excellent tea. These are my strongest qualities."
Noah smiles and says, "That sounds like a strong list." Priya helps him carry his bags upstairs. His room is small but warm. There is a blue chair by the window, a wooden desk, and a yellow lamp that makes the whole room look softer. On the shelf, someone has left a tiny plant in a cracked white pot.
Noah says, "This is really nice." Priya says, "I'm glad. Also, the plant is yours now. The last tenant said he wanted a simple life and left without it." Noah looks at the little plant and says, "That feels like a lot of responsibility on day one."
On the wall, he sees a board with old photos. People at the beach. People in costumes. People laughing with their mouths open like they forgot the camera was there. Noah points and asks, "Who are they?" Lucy says, "Former tenants, old friends, neighbors, people who stayed for dinner and never really left."
One photo catches Noah's eye. It shows a woman in a pirate hat holding a birthday cake. Lucy says, "That is me at a costume party. Please do not judge me." Priya says, "Oh, we all judge you, but with love."
That evening, Noah meets two neighbors from the building, Ben and Sophia. They come over because they hear there is a new tenant, and in old apartment buildings, news travels faster than light. Ben brings bread from the bakery where he works, and Sophia brings olives in a glass jar.
Ben shakes Noah's hand and says, "Welcome. We live across the hall. If you ever need sugar, a screwdriver, or life advice at midnight, knock on our door." Sophia adds, "But not all three at once. We have limits."
Later, Lucy sits at the table with a notebook and a website open on her laptop. She says, "Noah, can you help me? I'm trying to fill out this customer reward form, and for some reason my brain has stopped working." Noah says, "Sure. What do you win?" Lucy says, "A fancy coffee machine. I have wanted it for months." Noah says, "That is serious. Let us begin." He reads the first question and asks, Full name? Lucy stares at him. Noah says, "Sorry, yes, that was a very dramatic start."
Lucy spells everything for him slowly. Then he asks for her phone number and gets one digit wrong. She says, "Noah, that is my own number. Why do I know it better than you?" Noah answers, "Because this is your life and only my Tuesday." Priya laughs so hard she nearly spills her tea. The form continues. Address, job title, postal code, relationship status. Noah reads that one and looks up. Lucy says, "Single, very single. Please do not make a face like that." Noah says, "I made no face. That was just my normal face." Lucy says, "That is unfortunate for you."
The next morning, the apartment begins one of those slow weekend conversations that can last for hours. Priya says she loves Saturdays because she can sleep late and then go to street markets. Lucy says she always wakes up early, even on weekends, because her body is old and rude.
Noah says he likes quiet mornings, long walks, and coffee in a real cup, not a paper cup. Priya says that makes him sound like a man in a film who writes letters. Noah says, "I do write letters." Priya blinks and says, "That is almost too perfect."
Lucy explains her week. She works for a small magazine. She checks articles, answers emails, and fixes mistakes that other people pretend not to see. Priya talks about tourists, booking problems, and people who ask if it rains in England, as if that is a mystery.
Then they start talking about daily routines. Lucy wakes up at 7, showers quickly, and eats toast while standing near the sink. Priya wakes up at 8:30, loses one sock every morning, and still somehow arrives at work looking calm. Noah says he works from home 3 days a week, so sometimes he starts the day well, and sometimes he starts it in yesterday's t-shirt.
Priya points at him and says, "Finally, honesty." Then she talks about her cousin Arjun, who studies engineering. He often works in the library, but when the weather is good, he studies in the park, because he says trees make him less afraid of exams.
Lucy says, "That sounds wise." Priya says, "No, that sounds like someone who wants to look deep while eating chips on a bench." Noah says, "Both things can be true."
Around noon, Lucy cooks brunch. She makes tomato soup, grilled cheese sandwiches, and a simple salad. Priya tastes the soup and says, "This is unfair. Some people are born with useful talents."
Lucy says, "Thank you. My useful talent is soup. My useless talent is remembering songs from ads 10 years ago." Noah admits he can cook only 3 things well: rice, eggs, and panic. Priya says that is still better than her. She can bake banana bread and burn almost everything else. Then they move to hobbies. Lucy loves old cinema and detective novels. Priya loves dancing, podcasts, and buying notebooks she never uses.
Noah says he likes swimming and cycling. Priya says she can play badminton well, but cannot ride a bike without fear in her eyes. Lucy says she does yoga badly, but confidently. Noah says confidence is important. Lucy replies, "It is the only thing holding my yoga practice together."
In the afternoon, Priya leaves for work and Lucy goes to meet a writer from the magazine. Noah is alone when his phone rings. It is Sophia from across the hall. She says, "I'm free for lunch. Are you busy?" Noah looks at the empty kitchen and says, "I was about to make a sandwich and call it a meal."
Sophia comes over. Noah offers tea, juice, or sparkling water. Sophia chooses tea. He asks what kind of lunch she wants. She says, "Please make something easy. I trust you, but I also value my afternoon." Noah makes pasta with mushrooms and butter because it is simple and safe. They sit down to eat and talk about television. Noah likes documentaries and quiet films. Sophia likes comedies and crime shows. Noah says documentaries help him relax. Sophia says, "How can facts relax you?" Noah says, "Because facts do not text me back with mixed signals." Sophia laughs into her tea.
That night, the apartment grows quiet. Then, at nearly 4 in the morning, voices come from the living room. Noah opens his door and sees Lucy speaking on her laptop. Her hair is messy, her eyes are tired, and she is trying very hard not to cry. Priya walks out too, half asleep. Lucy says, "I'm sorry. I'm talking to my brother in Chicago. It's evening there." Priya rubs her eyes and says, "Please tell him we all hate time zones." Lucy gives a weak smile. After the call ends, she admits she and her brother argued again.
Noah asks if she wants tea. Priya asks if she wants toast. Lucy says, "At 4 in the morning?" Priya shrugs and says, "Strong emotions need carbs." They sit together in the kitchen, tired and kind. Sometimes that is what friendship looks like.
The next day, panic arrives. Lucy rushes into the living room holding her phone like it is dangerous. She says, "Emergency. Mrs. Bell, the owner of the apartment, is coming tomorrow morning." Priya freezes. Noah slowly puts down his mug. Everyone looks around and sees the same thing: dust, dishes, books, shoes, wires, and complete failure.
Lucy becomes a general. She starts giving orders. Noah, kitchen. Priya, living room. I'll do the bathroom and the windows. Priya says, "You sound powerful and frightening." Lucy says, "Good. Fear is useful today."
Noah cleans the fridge, the stove, the sink, and even the top of the cabinets, where he finds one spoon, 2 paper clips, and a button from a shirt no one remembers. Priya sorts magazines, folds blankets, dusts shelves, and puts 12 unmatched cups in one cupboard and prays no one opens it.
Hours later, they stand in the center of the apartment, tired but proud. The place looks almost elegant. Then Lucy's phone rings. She listens, nods, and closes her eyes. Priya says, "Please do not tell me she is early." Lucy says, "She has the flu. She is not coming."
There is silence for 1 second. Then Noah falls onto the sofa. Priya starts laughing like someone who has seen the edge of life. Lucy says, "Well, at least now we know the floor has a color."
That evening, Ben comes over with good news. He has been chosen to sing in a local jazz festival. Everyone cheers. But his girlfriend, Maya, is not smiling much. She says he is always rehearsing, always busy, always somewhere else in his mind. Ben says the festival matters. Maya says, "I know, I just want to matter too."
The room turns quiet. Noah changes the subject by asking for directions to a bookshop nearby. Priya explains, "Go straight to the corner, turn left at the flower shop, walk past the post office, and the shop is next to a small bakery." Ben interrupts and says, "No, no, it's after the bakery, across from the record store."
Maya takes out her phone and says, "This is why maps were invented." She laughs. She and Noah decide to go together the next day. At the shop, they drink hot chocolate and look at books. Maya buys a novel about a woman who starts over in a new city. Noah buys a photography book he cannot really afford.
That night, the others plan a party for Ben's festival. Noah says he may miss it because he has to travel for work. Priya looks disappointed. Lucy looks even more disappointed, though she hides it by asking if anyone wants crisps. Maya notices everything and says nothing.
After Noah leaves the room, Priya finds an old photo inside a book that fell from his bag. In the photo, Noah is standing very close to Maya on a beach. They are laughing and his arm is around her shoulder. Priya stares at it and says, "Oh no."
She shows Lucy. Lucy says, maybe it means nothing. Priya says, people do not usually hold each other like that if it means nothing. The next day, Priya asks Noah directly. He sighs and says, Maya and I were together 2 years ago. It ended quietly. We stayed friends. I did not tell anyone because I did not want drama.
Priya says, "That plan has failed beautifully." Lucy is hurt, not because Noah did something wrong, but because she realizes she has started to like him. Maya feels awkward because she never wanted old history to become new trouble. Ben, meanwhile, is too nervous about singing to understand why everyone is suddenly speaking in careful voices.
To escape the tension, Maya decides to spend the weekend with a coworker in the countryside. She says she needs air, trees, and 1 full day without hearing someone practice scales in the shower. Priya says the countryside is peaceful. Noah agrees. Lucy says she prefers the city because it is alive, quick, and full of surprises.
Priya says, "The countryside is cheaper, cleaner, and calmer." Lucy replies, "The city has better coffee, better cinemas, and fewer insects." Noah says, "This is not a small discussion." Priya says, "No, this is a lifestyle argument."
While all this emotional weather is happening, one final disaster appears. On Sunday morning, Priya decides to color her hair at home. She wants a rich, dark brown. She puts in the dye, starts listening to a voice message from her aunt, then takes a call from a friend, then begins cleaning her mirror and completely forgets the time.
20 minutes later, she washes her hair and screams. Lucy and Noah run to the bathroom. Priya turns around slowly. Her hair is not dark brown, it is deep green. Not soft green, not stylish green. Strong, bright, impossible green. Henry, if I saw that, I would also scream.
Noah tries not to laugh and fails. Lucy says, "You look like a brave forest elf." Priya says, "That is kind but not helpful." Then even she starts laughing. It is too ridiculous to do anything else. The tension breaks. Ben laughs, Maya laughs, Lucy laughs, Noah laughs until he has tears in his eyes.
Priya looks in the mirror again and says, "Fine. If wife wants comedy, I will give it comedy." She puts on red lipstick, lifts her chin, and says, "I am not hiding. We are going out for coffee, and people will simply have to respect the vision."
At the cafe, something changes. Maya and Ben speak honestly for the first time in weeks. He admits he has been selfish.
She admits she has been lonely. Noah tells Lucy he should have mentioned his past with Maya sooner. Lucy says, "Yes, you should have, but thank you for saying it now." Then Lucy smiles and adds, "Also, for the record, I liked you a little." Noah gives a nervous laugh and says, "That is good, because I liked you too." Priya nearly drops her cup. Ben says, "Can everyone please stop becoming romantic while I'm holding a muffin?"
The story does not end with a perfect answer. Ben still has his festival. Maya still wants more time together. Noah still travels for work. Lucy still wakes up too early. Priya still talks too much and now has slightly less green hair, but the apartment feels different.
It feels honest, and that matters. Shared life is not clean and smooth like an ad for furniture. It is noisy, awkward, funny, and sometimes painful. But if people speak clearly, forgive each other, and laugh often, a strange place can become home.
So that is today's story. New room, new people, old secrets, one canceled visit from the owner, and one unforgettable hair accident.
And maybe one more lesson. When life gets messy, make tea, tell the truth, and check the hair dye instructions twice. We'll leave you with that very important wisdom.
Take care, keep practicing, and we'll talk to you again soon.